The Bengals beat the Chiefs 27-24 in one of the upsets of the year. A lot of people thought that it was a foregone conclusion that the Chiefs were going to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. Once they defeated the Bills in last weekend's AFC divisional games, everyone thought like that was the AFC championship. That should have been the AFC championship. Good for the Bengals for beating the Titans. Good job. It was like a consolation prize. Everyone knew that everyone assumed that whoever won the Chiefs versus Bill game, that's going to be the winner. That's going to be whoever wins the Bengals and Titans game. They're going to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. And it looked that way at the beginning. Not going to lie. The Kansas City Chiefs scored in their first 3 possessions, took a 21-3 lead before the Bengals finally put one together to end the half, scored a touchdown. That was crucial. That was very, very important looking back to make it a 24-10 game. If the Bengals wouldn't have done anything, even if they would have just gotten a field goal 21-6 at halftime, that's demoralizing. That really hurts your chances. You're like, okay, like we only got 6 points this whole half. Like we can't even score a touchdown. We can't get no tutties. Like, come on, man, it's bad. They were able to get the touchdown, cut it to 21-10. And you're like, okay, there's still enough time for the Chiefs to go down the field to get a field goal, make it 24-10, or maybe even score a touchdown, 28-10. That would really kill the Bengals, heart. They'll snatch their heart out if they score a touchdown, if they match the touchdown that they just got with like under 2 minutes left. And the Chiefs drove down the field, man. They took it all the way down to the 3-yard line, I believe, of the Bengals. Used their timeouts, had a couple seconds left, and you're like, okay, they're going to have one last shot at the end zone. If they don't get it, kick a field goal, go into halftime 24-10, 2-touchdown lead going into halftime. Not a bad day. But Patrick Mahomes unexplicably throws it to Tyreek Hill, who's still 3 yards away from the end zone and has to, get through like 3 defenders. He's not strong enough to do that. He gets knocked down like at the 2 or the 1 yard line. Kansas City has no more timeouts. Time runs out. And that's it, man. Kansas City, who had just drove down the field and, it was in position to get that touchdown back that they had just given up to the Bengals, they get nothing. It was demoralizing for the Chiefs in 2 ways. They gave up a touchdown after only allowing 3 points the whole half. And instead of getting points, any type of points at the end of the half, they leave it all on the field and get nothing. So I think that was like a big momentum boost to the Bengals. I think it was a big momentum boost to their defense. I think that's when it flipped for the Bengals. It's like, you know what? We can hunker down and get it done. I think that was probably the turning point. That did something to Patrick Mahomes too. I think he became a little more tentative. I think he wasn't the same in the second half. And you saw it. The Chiefs couldn't get anything done in the second half. Like, it was just ugly. It was a bunch of 3rd and longs. They couldn't get anything done on 1st and 2nd down. They were forced into 3rd and longs. Patrick Mahomes never looked comfortable. He never got in a rhythm the second half. And it looked bad. They basically scored 0 points in the second half. And the Bengals, it's not like the Bengals were firing on all cylinders, if I do say so myself. I think their first 2-3 drives themselves, they were just punting. It became like a little punting fest at the beginning of the second half. And then eventually the Bengals got going. Patrick Mahomes threw an interception. Bengals got a touchdown. Got another field goal. 2-point conversion. Got another field goal. Got another field goal to take the lead. 27-24. And you're like, oh my God. Are they going to blanket the Chiefs in the second half? Like, the Chiefs are really going to score 0 points in the second half. But it looked like they kind of woke up a little bit at the end. The Chiefs drive down. They're in striking distance. They're in the red zone. It looks like they could score the touchdown, the game-winning touchdown. And you're like, you know what? This is kind of like vintage Chiefs of last season, leaving it to the end, not really getting it done. And then at the end, they come and they beat you. But Patrick Mahomes tried to do the same play he did in the first half, where he's running around, turning his back to the field, just trying to reverse direction, be all shifty. It didn't work this time. He fumbled the ball, and it could have cost the Chiefs the game. Fortunately, one of his linemen gets on it, and they're able to go for the game-tying field goal. Buckner hits it, even though Patrick Mahomes made it extra harder for him because he lost like 30 yards on that play. They go to overtime. The Chiefs win the toss, and you're thinking, all right, this is it. Even Josh Allen texted or tweeted pain. He put pain, and everyone was like, yep, this is it. Chiefs are going to go drive down, score a touchdown. That's it. But the Chiefs, like the whole second half, couldn't get anything done on first and second down. Third and long, Mahomes goes deep, tip pass. Bengals get the ball, and you're like, they just need a field goal. They just need a field goal, and they got it. McPherson, rookie kicker, what a beast. He's about to go for Vinatieri's record in the Super Bowl. Gets it done, sends the Bengals to the Super Bowl. Crazy pandemonium. Couldn't believe it. And it just goes to show how hard it was for Brady to win 7. Like, dude, the Chiefs, who people thought were going to be a dynasty, man. They were talking about themselves, a dynasty. We're running it back. We're bringing everybody back. Man, Kelsey is like 32, 33 now. Tyreek Hill, he's getting up there in age too. And he, as soon as he loses a step, he might not be the same elite wide receiver, but he does rely a lot on his speed. Patrick Mahomes, when he won his first Super Bowl, 2 years ago, there was no Justin Herbert. There was no Joey Burrow in the NFL. A lot of these quarterbacks, they were still not the quarterbacks that they are right now. And you're like, okay, now there's Joey Burrow. Now there's Herbert. Lamar Jackson's still doing his thing. We'll see how he bounces back next year. Like, there's competition, man. There's competition. And like, it just looks like what happened to that Chiefs dynasty that everyone was talking about. Like, all right, they lost the AFC Championship to the Patriots. They won it the next year against Jimmy G. Then they lost to the Buccaneers. And now they lose to Joey Burrow, who's in his second year, who's a year younger than Patrick Mahomes, who's only going to get better, who has Jamar Chase, who's like 21, who has all these other weapons. Mixon's 25 still. They still got all these guys. Their tight end got hurt. I hope he's well. I'm sad for him, but they're young, man. And this Josh Allen is now like an elite quarterback. Like, when the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, Josh Allen was still like, is he the guy? Like, can he not turn the ball over? Is he gonna improve his accuracy? And then boom, Bills trade for Stephon Diggs. Herbert gets drafted. Burrow gets drafted, and you're like, whoa, it's a gauntlet right now getting through the AFC. The Chiefs, who are, I think Vegas still right now has them as, the favorites for next year. That could change. We still got to go through a whole offseason and see what happens. But the AFC is a gauntlet, man. The AFC is a gauntlet. The Chiefs, dude, it's looking rough. I'm not saying they're not going to win another Super Bowl. They're not going to get back. Patrick Mahomes is still, in my opinion, the best quarterback in the NFL. But man, does that dynasty does not look like it's going to happen. Like, the Bengals are there. Like I said, all these quarterbacks in the AFC that they're only going to get better. They're still young as fuck. We'll see if the Jaguars could ever do anything with Lawrence. But, dude, the AFC is tough. That Chiefs dynasty looks like it's dying, like it's never going to happen. And the Bengals, man, surprising everyone. Shout out to Joey B, having the dopest fits out there, playing cool as ever. Shout out to the Bengals defense for stepping it up in the second half, really shutting down the Chiefs. Shout out to that defensive coordinator for, dropping 8 most of the time in the second half. I think Next Gen Stats pointed it out. They were like, the Bengals dropped 8 man into coverage, like 50, more than 60%, I think, in the second half. And I think that was the difference for the Chiefs, for Mahomes, like it had been at the beginning of the season. Just drop a lot of people into coverage. Don't give him anything. Don't let him go long. Don't let him go deep. And you'll have a chance. And it came back again this week, or this past weekend. And just shout out to the Bengals, man. They're really going to the Super Bowl. It's crazy. They don't have an indoor facility, but they're going to the Super Bowl after many years of having Marvin Lewis consistently bringing them to the playoffs, but never having really any expectations. Maybe the Bengal fans did, but the outside public never really believed in them. Andy Dalton and AJ Green, two probably Cincinnati Bengal legends, never could get it done. But now not only do they get their first playoff win in like 50 plus years or whatever it was, and then they get another one, and now they got another one. They're in the Super Bowl. They could really win this whole thing. Cinderella story. Congratulations to the Bengals, and bounce back year next year for the Chiefs. We'll see if they're able to do it.